Okay, so I just finished episode 3, and yeah, I can see why this show has a reputation for being bad. Episode 2 I enjoyed a bit, but I can actually look back on it and think, yeah, that had a few issues, but episode 3 is just downright fucking terrible. So let me give you the quick rundown of the story, and I'll give you my problems I had with it. So, okay, well, first of all, I just want to say that I hate the music throughout the show. It's not that great, but it's a minor nitpick. So we also see that Riri isn't okay with all this shady shit they're doing. They're celebrating after the previous heist or job and playing with their money and that. It kind of takes away from the whole Robin Hood thing because they're stealing from the rich and just giving it to themselves. So they're not just Robin Hood people, they're just thieves. Anyway, clown, while they're doing all this celebrating, comes out wearing the hood. And it's weird because you'd think it would be a bit more secure, like it seemed more secure in the last episode, but it's not. And John freaks out about it when he sees it, threatens to kill him, and it basically just ends there. It's a very weird scene. Uh, John shouldn't have apologized for attacking Clown because she went into Parker's room, took his shit, but I mean, they are thieves, so what the hell? Riri complains to Parker that she's uncomfortable about the crime, but Parker does have a point in where he says that, she's a criminal just like them. There are plenty of ways for her to make money, other than what she's doing here. No way being a criminal is her only option, especially with her connections to Wakanda and all the other places. It's just full of potholes in a way. Acts as if she's never done anything else as a character, even though they had her introduced in a movie other than this series, and it's not really brought up. Anyway, we start to see a bit more of the team planning their next heist, and they're going to be going after Heirloom, which is a company that's harming small farmers. We It is a bit strange. We see a scene where Parker's looking at TV at some other billionaire, and it gives the sense that Heirloom's connected. John's not happy with the way he's going after all of them, and he implies it's a revenge mission. Which, okay, fair enough, but I want to know more about it. We also see Riri also hears that Rampage, previous member of the team that she replaced, has now been killed. So she decides to get help because she suspects that it's Parker. Even Natalie brings it up. And she decides to go see Joe because Natalie also brings up trying to find out what's going on with the suit, the hood, I mean. She sees Joe again, and Joe blackmails her into helping him with something, but we don't hear what that is yet. I don't even. Well, we do get a bit of it later on, but it kind of gets brushed under the rug. Anyway, now we start seeing more and more of the CGI with the suit while Natalie's in it, and yeah, it looks bad. It's really bad. I can't believe how bad it looks because I'm sure in some scenes they're using practical, but in others they're definitely using CGI, and you can fucking tell. So, anyway, they suspect Parker's killed Rampage and they decide to go for help. So, we're coming up to the next heist, and Riri plans on stealing a piece of the hood suit to analyze it. She decides to go see Joe, and Joe's a bit of an idiot. He's fucking around with some tech in his arm and he can't do it himself. That's why I needed Riri's help. He's a dumbass, and apparently his tech can be traced back to him. He hinted in this. And then we get a reveal, which is honestly god awful. So Riri's going to go get peroxide for Joe's arm, and she knocks over a bag with ashes in. It's like, what the fuck? And this is his father, Obadiah Stane. His real name is Ezekiel Stane. Joe's Obadiah's son from Obadiah's from Iron Man. And to have it revealed by literally her knocking his ashes off onto the floor, they play it off as a joke. It's like, this shouldn't be a joke. Joe reveals, I'm going to keep calling him Joe, not Zeke, but Joe reveals that Obadiah's death was covered up. I think it is actually mentioned in a previous movie that was covered up, but he reveals the truth to Riri, and he tells her he doesn't want to become like him. This scene where he tells her about his father is very out of place, because they go right back from this to back to the table discussing her plan and what she needs in that. We do see a bit more of why Riri chose the Iron Man suit because her stepfather was a fan of Tony Stark, but it's just lazy exposition. We do have a minor segment where Joe says that, her father at least wasn't an ironmonger, which is the name of Stain's suit that he made. But again, they don't really mention that in any of the other movies. I hate that they brought it up here. Joe sees them as friends as well. And, he's a much better character than Riri. He makes her promise to not like screw him over. He gives her this biomesh stuff that she can put on her arm that will stop Heirloom's security system from detecting it, so she can get close and get a piece of the suit. Again, this isn't done very well. If she wanted a piece of the suit, she could have done it at any other point. I mean, it's not like he leaves it guarded, as we can see. So they decide to do the heist. And during the heist, we see that Natalie's actually controlling the suit while Riri breaks into the facility all on her own, swimming down and cutting her way in using the biomesh to hide her laser. Yeah. Anyway, we meet the owner's company, Hunter, and he offers her money to get them to go away. And obviously, Parker doesn't agree that. He wants a contract signed, the same way they extorted the previous CEO. And they threaten to burn the place down. Now, Riri's biomesh thing does get detected, and the whole facility gets sealed as they start burning the crops. I feel like this is a very stupid plan because, of course, something with greenhouses would have a precaution to prevent those greenhouses from being burnt. But yeah, Riri does actually manage to cut off a piece of the cloak. And the rest of the gang gets trapped because all the segments are starting to fill with carbon dioxide, which will kill them. Parker gets into a fight with Hunter and he kills him. We see a bit of his eyes going black, like demonic. Maybe that was just a trick of the filming, but that's how I saw it. And Riri steals the piece of the suit that she cut off. The crew is fucking stupid. They have no precautions. I mean, there's a scene where one of them's actually punching the reinforced glass, thinking he can get out by doing that. And the music's still shit here. So as Riri now starts to escape, she runs into John. And because Riri is a fucking moron, she's holding the piece of the suit in her hand. And John sees it and freaks out. John admits that he killed Rampage on Parker's orders. And they get in a fight. John tries to kill Riri. Parker starts going to the facility to save his team. And Natalie in the suit comes to save Riri. Riri also in this fight loses the biomesh, which will, I assume, come into it later, since they so smartly set up the thing of him saying that it could be traced back to him. So intelligent. And Riri gets in the suit and leaves John behind. He suffocates, by the looks of it, to death. Maybe they did a fake out, but it looks like he's dead. Riri is distraught by this. She freaked out that she let him die and that she left the biotech behind. And she gets home and she has a panic attack. We see Parker, he starts to lose it because John's dead and he wants to stop using the hood. He argues with someone that we don't see, saying that, he regrets it, he doesn't want to do this anymore. And this mystical figure shows him John's death, John choking, along with a silhouette of Riri in her ironheart suit. It's clearly setting up that now he either suspects that she left him to die or knows. And we'll see. But yeah, that's basically the end of the episode. Looking back on it, I think it was a bit generous to give episode 2 a 5 out of 10. Probably closer to a 4. This is closer to a 2. This episode's bad. There's so many contrivances. Natalie now being against doing the heist, even though before she was okay with it. Back and forth of things that are just so perfectly convenient. It's really bad. And I don't see the show improving from now onwards. I know that the series released in 2 parts. First 3 episodes and the second 3. So I assume this way people would have stopped watching it for a whole week to see what happens later on. I will be watching the next few episodes soon, so we'll see how it goes. But this isn't great. Very bad episode, and I can see why people don't like the show. It's not good. Maybe it redeems itself. We'll see. And that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you hated or liked about these episodes. I still am going to say there is some stuff I like the design of the suit's kind of cool, but the acting is okay, but the writing just lets it down in every way. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.